Hello, everyone, and welcome to another uh, uh, Dracula tournament match. We are, or at least, we are waiting for them to start up. Should be just a moment now. Let's. Dum dum dum. Hmm. Hmm. Funny, they aren't starting. Hmm. Okay. All right. Looks like Scott's finally alright. Alrighty. Alright, so again, welcome to another uh, 2024 league match. And what a match this will be. Because today, our our contestants are none other than winner of the Hunters being played by none other than the winner of the 2022 Dracula League, Scott Sword. Wow, he shall do his best to hunt down the Master of Evasion from 2023, Pizzawizard. Now, for those who have been in the chat amongst us long enough, know Scott Sword actually did not compete in the 2023 league, so he was not there to contest Pizzawizard, but Pizzawizard still won the league. So yeah, Scott Sword is here to claim his old. Scott Sword this time, this year, has made sure to come so that he can show Pizzawizard that he only got the title, just because he wasn't there. That's Scott Sword's goal. All right. Traditional Scott Sword setup. I mean, to be expected. And if anyone, and if anyone wants a co-com with me, please feel free to hop in. I'm in voice channel 4 at present of the tournament server. But Okay, pistol. Still, so day one, all hunter events. No play immediately cards. Oh, but he did get a newspaper on day one with Mina. So Pizzawizard knows that that is going to be coming at him. Hmm. I mean, so that newspaper is. I mean, it's good news for the hunters. Definitely will, be nice for Scott Swords. Like there's always, especially in these tournament matches, there's always that little, uh, how to put it, like mental battle, or like like, oh, okay, is that misclick by Scott Sword, or Pizzawizard? I well, okay. I suppose may understand what Pizzawizard is doing. He sees that Mina has this, so he reasons. Let them figure out the general vicinity of the first encounter. The general vicinity of the first encounter. Uh, when it moves on to day 5, and I'll have one more layer because they're gonna get to that anyway. Like almost no matter what. And since she drew that day 1, Pizzawizard will have seen that newspaper report before he placed down whatever that was. So he could be. I mean, he may well end up doing something along the lines of just the Drac stratagem of just flinging down random crap here and there. My pizza with is there. Well, if these were those hunters, I imagine that would have been, and that may have been a keep. But well, we'll see. I mean, was that a misclick? I mean, even the best of us make the occasional misclick. It was. He will likely he'll like almost certainly misdirect. Well, and yet he may not, for the reasons I've already explained. Because he sees that Scott Sword has a newspaper. He knows that Scott Sword, obviously, being one of the top players of the entire community, is very, very skilled as hunters, placing a rumor token on his first encounter. So, what he's doing is essentially making this, but he's making his starting location. Okay, yeah, you already have the newspaper you need to discover the trail tomorrow. Makes sense. Just focus on getting your horses ready. My, so few Drac events. Is Mythios actually hacking for once? Actually hacking for once? I imagine Strider may be wondering that. He discarded a surprising return. Yeah, because he equipped the Rufus. And an escape route. Yeah. So, Will's consort. So now one of two things is going to happen here. Either Scotsword uses the newspaper now, and then and as a result gets to see the starting location that will become a lair. Or alternatively, he waits one more day. Yeah, and the thing is, here's the risk of English crossword. Imagine if he started somewhere like Strasbourg or Marseille for some strange reason. Just basically a well-traveled spot with lots of connections. That doesn't tell him nearly as much as it normally would. I mean, yes, he has a full extra day he has 3 days worth of time to get it done. Okay, yeah, putting the wolf form in range of the rumor token. Makes sense. Let's just take a peek at Discord, see if there's anyone around. Oh. One, two. May have found it. Gonna ask. But I mean, this is an important. So that was an important dawn. So I wanted to get back to this. I'll click to see it. Oh, behind the veil. Mostly junk. I mean, I suppose spy and bodyguards are not junk. I suppose it's only 2 of those are really junk. Spy and bodyguards. I mean, it's most likely gonna just be the reckless vamp. I know that Scotsword hates reckless vamps even more than new vamps. So, primarily because you can't team up on it. And well, they can give Drac influence points without maturing. Without having to kill. Okay, let's just see. Well, let's. Okay, one moment. Okay, sorry for the cut of the music there. I'm trying to, first of all, I'm trying to see if there are any of you in the chat right now, but but apparently not. Or if there is no, you simply haven't said anything in the chat. Well, one way or another. In any event, Scotsword would like to let him have the mystery lair that he may end up jumping jumping on as the next location after this. Uh, yeah, he got rid of the Reckless. There was a Rats, a Saboteur, bodyguards, and a spy. Plus whatever he had. He didn't. Okay, Amsterdam. Typical Pizzawizard. Typical Pizzawizard. Typical Pizzawizard. Lol. Typical Pizzawizard. Lol. Shame. Yeah, it would appear as if at this time of day, most folks are. It would. It's very typical for. But that's. I mean, that means that Seward should immediately use a 3-2 train if he has one, or a 4-2. He might actually. This might actually warrant a chartered carriage to try to step on Cologne before it becomes a lair. If that is the one that's the lair, that's the starting location. Basically, a chartered carriage would want to get you right next door to it. Whoa, discarding a knife and a stake. Whoa. That's... I'm guessing that there was some horse and or heavenly host hand shenanigans happening there. Yeah. I'm trying to... Scotsword may well just let him have this. After making sure to uncover as much information as he can. The good news is that the wolf form is not from Strasbourg, but rather from Cologne or from Brussels. Mind you, the thing about Strasbourg, it's not so. Strasbourg is not so good to wolf form to, but rather to wolf form through. Wolf form to or from, but rather to wolf form. It's always practically all the best. This is a hard one to explain. This one has 7 connections, so you'd think that'd be the best wolf form location. Answer: actually, it's not. The best wolf form locations, all the best ones in my opinion, are at least in this portion of the map, are things like Geneva, Zurich. Geneva and Zurich. Those are the two that contest in my mind for, and the reason for that is that they hook up so that it's after the first road that there are not only Strasbourg in the case of these two, but also Marseille, where there's all sorts of stuff, and in Geneva's case, which I think that's the strongest, and that's the semi. This one also connected to Munich, which is why I think Zurich is. Zurich is actually I think the strongest wolf form location in the game. You can go east, you can go north, you can go south, you can go west, and you can go southwest, you can go south, you can go northwest. You can go southeast into the boot first. So much flexibility. And all because all of these major crossroad locations are sitting right next to it. Yeah, what Scotsword is trying to do, by the way, is he's trying to find the wolf form location before it gets wiped off the trail. He's not trying, unless I'm mistaken. He's not even trying to. Okay, that might have been an attempt to figure out where it was, but I'm stepping on Cologne will at least tell you which one he wolf horned from. I'm on Brussels. Okay, yeah, go there to meet with Van Helsing, and then scan. Send Mina up there too, so that you can scan. Oh. Well, and that's helpful. So that means most likely it's Cologne to Nuremberg. So that means, as Dracula, that means I suppose you just gotta take your 7 points, and but the problem with that is that then there's a hunter sitting on the thing first thing that's not gonna be wiped, and then there's just you after that. Then there's one more that you're moving off of, and then what you're gonna put down. This is the problem with an early vampire, especially. I mean, it's less bad with a hide. Or is it? I think it's even worse with a hide, frankly. It's even worse when they don't even touch it. The hide gets its value when they touch it and fail to get it because of the hide. But since he didn't even make it there, yes, he still gets his 7 points, but all those other 3 cards, whatever they may have been, do nothing. Nothing at all. So now, either Cologne or Brussels is a lair. If I had to guess, if I were Pizzawizard, I would definitely try to place a bats there if you had one. But we saw his hand, and he didn't have, and he did not have a bats. Like around the time he wolf horned, I believe it was like just after that or something. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, at least. But Dracula does have wolf horn back up, so he can go to sea. He can just make a beeline for the coast. He can just go into the east, making a beeline for the coast, and then to lay down a new trail, and then leave by sea, and or for that matter, go to Valona. And then ferry the Adriatic, since you already have the wolf horn. Goodness, so we're just rolling slow. But it would appear as if he has the horses at least online. Okay, he didn't go from there down to Marseille. Okay. Ow. That's 2 knives in the discard. I mean, one of them was probably due to, like, having, I don't know, a horse, 2 heavenly hosts, and the knife and the stake in hand. And he already had and he already has CG or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what he could be up to. With regards to that, and I don't know for sure, but I imagine it's. I mean, from Munich, he could have gone all sorts of directions. Chance. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You don't want a night supply. How exactly would I handle that? Mia's got a horse. So what I would do is I would have her horse down to, or Van Helsing. First thing he does is Gul'daming checks one of these 2 spots to, like, try to check going east Okay, if he did, he went via Vienna instead, which... Okay, now I have him check Zurich, as that's the most direct... one of the most direct ways. Huh. Yeah, I disagree with that one. I mean, I suppose if he was there then, he could have been trying to get a 3-on-1, although Mia wouldn't have been much. Although probably just a 2v1, as Mia wouldn't have been much use in the fight unless she had like a planned even if she had a planned ambush, since she only just got her third item back, and while that item could be literally anything, for all we know, it could be the last knife. Which I highly doubt that, because I expect... Well... It just seems... And I suppose Seward or Van Helsing having drawn that knife is nearly... is just about equal probability with Mina having drawn it in in that last card. 1 in 9 versus 1 in 7. Or rather, 7 out of 7 times just 7 other cards. Basically, the last knife could be one of 16. It could be one of 16 different cards. The card that Mia just picked up, one of the 8 cards in here, or one of the 7 cards in their hands. And I suppose Gul'daman could still have one, but he discarded one, and that implies that he has another. Oh. Really? Not gonna check Vienna first. That's odd. Let's get... So let's catch up, see what's happened. Sorry. Okay, so we went south from Munich to Venice, then Florence. Bodyguards. A knife. Okay. Okay. That was a little bit risky to go right now then, because Dracula could have been hiding there. Ooh, careful. Oh. Interesting. Oh well. Okay, Dracula already went to see. I see. No pun intended. Oh, nice. Nice dogs there. Just taking out a aperture. Okay, Ruth is coming into play. So turning into either Alien or Med. Oh. a hoax. Yeah. And another hoax. Okay, so there's no more hoaxes. So if there's just... So if he doesn't put a... So he can just let things go that don't... that don't have a rumor token. At least in theory. As he knows that it won't be a hoax. At least not for a while. But that being said, it is... there's things like desecrated soil healing him. That would be bad for him. There's a... There would also be... At least... let me see, what's... Okay, playing... Went to Galia, alright, so I went to the Mediterranean, and, made his wolf form be, like, Galia, I'm Toulouse or Clonferrand. Yeah. If I had to guess... I think that... It's actually hard to say. Oh. Did he do a... did he do a Mystic Research? Okay, he did, and there's only one. Okay. Yeah, I missed a few things due to something or another happening. I don't know. But so apparently he did have some free stuff. But I'm guessing that he used hypnosis because he has Money Trail, maybe? Because regardless of which one he's going, you should expect him to end up going on another sea trip. And this next time a longer one. So therefore Money Trail is worth more. I think that it's hard to say. Yes, this is a good way from settled in both for both Drac and Hunters. And Drac got the early rumor token, but there's nothing but this left, especially after that sea trip. Okay, RV plus split RV and renewed NSP telegraph. So, I would start with Seward doing the supply, since, unless, is he going to be doing a sense of, like a 3-2, here and then a sense of emergency to Toulouse?
I don't know. Huh. Especially with fullness being a layer. In truth, I don't know. I don't know I don't know how much of a difference the sense of emergency will make. I need the speed telegraph. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, evidently, what he got was not what he was hoping for. I'm not sure I agree with a psychic bond here. That's what you're about to do. Because, she could have just easily tested the ones in Italy with a psychic bond, or Okay, so it's looking as if it's a plate of Zurich. Either Zurich or Milan at this point. Yeah, that's a good number of night supplies used already. So be careful, Scotsword. Yeah, that's right. We haven't had any hired scouts yet. I don't think. Yeah, the closest we had is when we got Harker and Rufus. In Rufus's case, obviously we what's allied him, not searched. So that honestly might have saved that. I might have saved that that renewed vigor a bit longer. Because the thing is, there was no way he was in Austro-Hungary with Wolfram from the Mediterranean Sea plus one other thing. Even from Venice, that would still land him at Munich. So I would have checked there first and foremost. I would have checked Milan or Zurich first. Milan or Zurich first. And well, that's what it's been reduced to at this point. And I was talking earlier about these places that are right next to, that are just right next to places with high numbers of connections. Those are very nice for Drac, just in general. Evil presence, okay. Well, And that means that, we know it's Milan at this point. We know that it's from Milan to Munich and then to in the east.
Time to start going east. What? You were there earlier, and you checked and you were at Marseille at some point. You checked that. Goodness. I mean, that was unfortunately somewhat wasted, unless he's seen something that I haven't. He just went in the opposite direction of where he needs to go. Unless I'm just wrong. That evil presence just kind of gave it away. With the fact that she was at Toulouse means that he was not as of right here at as of right here he wasn't at. Yeah. Yep, Scotsword realizes you now just spent one turn making everyone go the wrong way. Admittedly, Sewer's in no worse a position than he was at the beginning of last turn, since he can still reach Munich in one turn, just like he could have from Genoa as well. Or did he just use hypnosis and I was too busy trying to figure out exactly where in the east he was that I missed it? It's saying that he's in Iberia. Well, okay, I see. It doesn't have to be someone from Marseille, since it was Tyrrhenian into and it was from Munich. He can just go straight to Iberia. So, okay, so that's relatively recent, and he didn't hide there. So that seems to say that he's hiding. I think that he's currently hiding at Bordeaux. And the thing is, the Hunters are very well positioned to try a 3v1 if that's the case. And if they've got some forewarns, they're in good shape to take him on. So how do we think this trail is working? So we have this, we have one other thing, and then there's Santander, and then something else. As escape, yeah, typical vampire ambush so far. Yeah, Pizzawizard has eaten away a lot of Pizzawizard's of Scotsword's time with what happened with those wolf forms, or rather the sea wolf form. Wolf form from the Med is definitely one of the hardest ones to deal with. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now that's bad for the hunters. Not only is that a bite, but since that was a reckless and an ambush, that's an 8th point. Mind you, that does not make any breakpoints. Okay, so it was I missed Clermont-Ferrand, and then he went Bordeaux, then Santander. So he's going the opposite direction from out of Spain, rather into it. He's yeah. I would guess that the next spot is Madrid. Okay. The port is not Cadiz. Bodyguards? Okay. Ah. Mistress is at least spectating the game. Although, I imagine that he won't exactly be happy to see this. And now here's where Pizzawizard starting with a runner vampire really comes to shine, because now they can't let any of those runner tokens go. Okay, I think he's saying my hunters do have forewarned, so I'm gonna deal with them. So I'm going. Oh, not even a hide card. Interesting. Is it a fog, though? I mean, probably, almost certainly at this point. There are this many things left. There were this many plus 1 things left when he placed that, so. Sense of emergency, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, if this fails, so long as it fails in the sense that they don't kill him and he does escape to sea, and or it's not a fog, but it's like mob or wolves, something like another basically some other AoE effect thing. I might just heal with Sword. Since Goldamingan and Sword are in, and he didn't ambush, I might just say, go with it there. You have Rufus Smith, so therefore, you only have to get him down to. You only have to deal a total of 8 damage before going to sea is pointless. As long as you get him down to 4, going to sea, then he'll just be stuck landing on. Okay, so there's a fog there. Alright, so Van Helsing's gonna lose his second day action. Bit of a shame. But now that makes it a little less but now that makes it less likely that this thing is a fog. But
if he was gonna choose to hide without a hide card, yeah. Simply say, Mina has done her part. Mina will do her part by dealing with these vampires. Huh. Although, it's possible that staying at Cadiz would also be good, depending on how this... Because if this combat goes poorly and, like... Here's the thing. Gul'damin got bitten due to a Heavenly Host earlier. Okay, good, he has a plan to ambush, that's nice. But, if... But if Gul'damin gets... now Gul'damin can also just get bitten and die. The fact that he's a tank doesn't matter nearly as much as it usually would. I mean, he has to get in the Mesmerize first, before the Fang, yes. Unless it's another Fang into Heavenly Host. But well, in the case of Gul'damin, he has planned ambush, so... This is going to be painful for Drac to some extent, at least the first round. I suppose playing a Strength or a Fangs first would might at least to a certain degree limit the damage and possibly counter heal, like restore some of the health. Due to how many okay, what's he doing? Plotting. Ooh, I don't know about that. Especially since Scott Sword does have a tendency to punch first. So, least of all would I have done that on... least of all would I have done that on Seward, personally. So now they've just gone in a round of a free 4 damage. I'm sure that basically, you could have given him the option to punch to stop the plotting, or else you get a plotting, making it far easier for you to bite Gul'damin. But the thing is, actually, Gul'damin's death won't actually quite win him the game, as it's only in week 4, not week 5. But that would put him 1 shy, so that an ambush from a Reckless could finish it off. And we know that there's one at Santander. But I think with that plotting opening, it's still too... This round is going to be the most defining, I think. Yeah. I definitely can see that. Going pistol. I have suspicion that Seward has bullets. Yeah. Okay, so now he cannot go to C until... Nice to have your favorite card used against you, eh, Pizzawizard? That's definitely... Yeah. Honestly, so long as they both have a knife, which, in truth, I don't think that Seward does. I think that Seward has double gun, horse, and those bullets. Yeah, I think he did play a rifle earlier. So, I think, given the circumstances... But the thing is, fanging Seward is not the right way to go either. Because that would mean that you die. I would... You still die, as that only heals you 2. Rifle just resets that, and then Gul'damin plays his knife, you die. Or if he plays a Heavenly Host, which he hasn't shown yet. I mean, if ate something. No, he didn't. Hasn't played anything else so far. Yeah, but it looks as if Scottsword will be taking this match. It's looking bad for a while, but okay, Fang. Oh, but he went with Punch. Okay, so that means that he will survive. Unless it's a Heavenly Host situation. Oh, wow. That was like quite possibly the best you could have hoped for. The only thing that would have been slightly better would have been a Heavenly Host. The only things that could have been better were from Sword were a Heavenly Host and and just an escape. Oh, I think I get it. The thing that Sword had played before that dodge, or before the punch was his pistol. So he's saving his anti-bat gun for round 4. Because escape his bat is Dracula's one hope here. So he's gonna play rifle and knife now. And since you have 4 health, I think you survive barely. Yep. But now there's no threat of biting. And since he has 2 firearms, no real... But now Dracula knows that he can escape his bat from Dr. Seward. 1 health, but we've been there before. And the thing is, he's not going to erase the Lisbon encounter. He's going to erase the feed card. So he's going to move to a new spot, and then he can feed immediately at his new location. If he wants to. Which... So yeah, it's not over. Yeah, if... Yeah, if that punch dodge turn had been just playing more weapons, I think they would have had him then there. Yeah, so that can be Cagliari, Granada. I mean, that can be literally anywhere in Spain, but Barcelona, and what's already on the trail. So therefore it's one of these 4. I mean, mind you, he may well move to Barcelona, especially since Van Helsing's trapped in the fog. Although, personally, I might go to Toulouse. If you're gonna do that. Go a little bit further. Make sure that your current location isn't protected by an encounter first. Because... But then again, if you chose to go to Alicante, and it's possible that would have just been a mistake. There's very little time left. Well, then again, if he feeds and the hunters somehow guess wrong, he can go to sea and then land at Cag. At which point, we know that Goldaming has an excellent weather, So that will equip them well for that particular scenario, or at least help them equip well. And nothing was being no for, and at this point, that second fog has been played. Well, no, it could still be in his hand, but it's been drawn at the very least. How many recklesses have been taken out? All three but the one that's right there. All three have been played. The third one's right there. Okay, so he went with something a bit more sneaky. Oh. Oh, so... Or no, he just went to Barcelona or Toulouse. Yeah, I can definitely justify the thought process of going to Alicante, because from there, as I was saying, he could go to Madrid and then just land at CAG, therefore not having to suffer from Rufus. Sense of emergency. Yeah, 7 health Mina. Okay. Spy. She does have great, and what's more, she's showing great strength. So, oh yeah. Oh, heroic leap. GG, well played. It both. Close one. Close one. GG, well played, both. Close one. She has heroic leap to finish him off. So that scheme goes to Scott's sword. That was a very, dramatic game. After the just initial slow part, I mean that was fast, but neither side was all that far from victory. What you've just seen is a treat from the what you just seen is just an example of why these guys are top tier. And why they have won in the past. Yeah, they're just chatting. Yes, there is a weird, due to lore of something to do with lore. I don't know much about this stuff, but there is a achievement in this game. Die as Dracula as in Toulouse. But okay, in chat and okay. Let's see if they want to cut over here, as that was rather quick especially for. Yep. Yep. Well. Okay. Okay, the Pizzawizard is not coming. Okay. No problem. Well, so, and for that matter, thank everyone. I'd like to thank everyone here for watching. This was definitely a fantastic match. Quick, but very fantastic nonetheless. And my apologies for whatever happened that made that caused for some confusion in about halfway through. So apologies for that. So, but thanks for watching, and see you next time.